Cause I'm black, so I put up in that all black Benz in the back. If you need someone to call, I'm the man for the task. You ain't standing for the cause, meet the man in the mag.
Welcome to TOOC Storytime. Quan
came here,
and today it's like we're gonna be sharing some of our experiences with being racially profiled. Now, among the deaths of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and many more people to name, we actually want to come out and share our experiences. While we had numerous encounters, for me particularly, there was one I wanted to talk about. I was at Kroger's one day with my dad, and I was buying a gift card along with some other snacks. So I was on my phone and I was looking up a subscription because I had to figure out how much I need to put on there. So while I'm texting and I'm looking at the website, this white clerk, he gonna try to come up to me and try to snatch it out of my hand. So I look at him like, "What you doing?" And he say, "Oh, you can't take a picture." I'm like, "I'm not taking no damn picture. Get the hell out of my face." And he did something to the machine, and I could tell, because I couldn't tell then, but I realized now he was trying to stall for time because he was calling security. So once I realized, like, in my mind, I'm like, so this is what we doing? So at this point, I'm pissed off. And I'm going off on him and everybody else. And the only reason I even calmed down slightly is because my dad showed up and he realized what was going on too. And then they started trying to ask me questions like, "Oh, well, what are you using to pay for it?" When in reality, you don't ask no damn body that anyway. Like, you just picking and choosing. But after I made them look stupid and went off on them, no apology was given, no compensation was given. They just disappeared and ran away like some damn cowards. And before I even get further breaking that down, like, I'm gonna pass it to Kim.
Yeah, so to kind of just add to that, right now what's going on in these endearing times right now, it's crazy. And the purpose of us sharing these stories pretty much is to kind of open up everyone's eyes, or to at least give people insight on pretty much having like a breaking point. Right. And sometimes it's like, it's just okay to just have a breaking point, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I really want people to get, is don't let anyone steer you off of fighting for something that you really, really believe in. Like, this is a cause that we all feel really passionate about, from you guys who watch this video to anyone who's worked with us behind this camera and have done stuff for years, and even before we even started recording things about us discussing these matters. We've always felt this way. We just never really found a way to find support, or at least find the voice inside ourselves to feel comfortable with just opening up to the world and people about it. But now that we have platforms and people who are willing to share it more now and actually join the cause, or at least to even give you support, to give to you to voice your opinion, to give you a platform, you know, to stand on. We want to actually be able to kind of just use that energy from everyone. So even me myself, like, one incident alone, and I'm just gonna take it back, back in the day, for us at least. Right. We were actually in school one time, and our school was on lockdown. Now, this is our local school here. We're high school at least. It was going to school, and a bunch of us walked into the school together in a group. Now, we had security in our front, and we haven't always had security in our front, and to be honest with you, but this time we had security. But it just so happened the police was there too as well, and they stopped us. They carded us for our IDs. But just so happened, I can't really remember if I had my ID on me or if I didn't really. I don't ever think I really actually showed my ID, because I was in the office. I was going to the office already, and I'm like, I was tardy anyway. So I had to, I'm not going to show you an ID and I don't have it. And you see me, I'm a student here in the school. I mean, the teachers, know you. And the thing is it's not even about being rebellious or anything like that. It's about purpose. It's about intentions, because even me, myself, security knows who we are. We have our names. We have to sign off on things when we're tardy. So when you get our name, our information, even if you pull it up through the computer, you have to identify some way or the other. Now, they were actually going to kick us out of the school in that moment. Now, mind you that I'm not going to try to make this me versus this person type of thing, because I was actually really good friends with this person. But it just so happened that the kid who walked in with us was, obviously not black. And he was actually it's not his fault. I'm not going to blame him for it. It's not his fault at all. But the thing is that treatment alone will make a person like me guess at a young age and go, why did you do that? You know, it was something that actually did light a fire in me, at least at that moment. And in the heat of the moment, I was mad, upset. And a lot of other people that kept the same treatment were upset too as well. But that was an incident that was let go and never spoken about again. It was kind of buried, and we kind of just moved forward. And another incident is, you know, driving around, especially in the areas that we're from, we face a lot of harassment, like everyone else in the world of color does, by police that will sit there and they pull you over, and they'll just try to find the littlest things to try to just get you on. They'll just try to find things like, oh, your tags or registration or this and that. And the crazy thing about this is one of the last times I was actually pulled over with two brothers of mine. One of them was in the passenger seat, didn't even have a seatbelt on, but they didn't say anything about that. He said his tags weren't coming up on his computer. Now, mind you, we're driving opposite directions like this.
Right.
So he busts a U-turn and says, okay, well, your tags, I saw through your tags going this direction. Your tags weren't coming through the system. And we get a lot of calls about these cars being stolen. Yes, okay, now if you have cars that are stolen that are just like this one, okay, that's part of your job. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to find things that are, you know, in looting or in theft or something, you know. But at the same time, the things that didn't really add up was, first of all, the cops were blocking the street. So they were all talking. So we parked and stopped to wait for them to move, and then they pulled us over.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, and then he actually he sits at the back and running his computer for I don't know how long, and then comes back and says, okay, well, here's the deal. There is no deal. What deal? What's the deal? That
Right.
the car wasn't stolen.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So you can't make a generalization because you say, well, these guys could be a part of theft that hasn't been reported,
Right.
so we're going to check to see if the car is stolen. So what are you insinuating?
Right. And
You know what I'm saying? That's just two of the many incidents that's out there. There's plenty more, but it's not really about us. It's about us as a whole. And I mean us as in you guys, as the viewers, me and my brother here, our families, our friends, it's all of us in this together. And don't let people steer you off of a path of fighting for something or believing in something just because they say, well, this isn't the way to do it. There's different ways to do a lot of things, to be honest with you, but sometimes you have to take a certain approach to actually get results, if you ask me.
Right. And to kind of cap it off with, like, as far as like our situations and whatnot, because I told you this before, and I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. I don't know what pissed me off the most: the people who actually do these things to us, or the people who actually defend them. Like, one thing people don't seem to understand is you're not supposed to assume anything. Because even when I was in the store and they basically insinuated that I was a scammer, they asked, like, my pops asked them, like, y'all profiling them? And the guy tried to say, oh, we're not profiling. Oh, a lot of gift card fraud just happens in the store. So what made you try to point me out?
Exactly.
What, because I was in a checkout, I had a gift card in my hand, and I was on my phone? Like, you just profiled me.
Exactly.
So, like, and after I reported them and whatnot, I had to make an open decision to be like, alright, if they gonna treat me like that, then I'm not gonna even come here. Even though I never got an apology, compensation, I'm kind of glad that it happened that way, because ultimately it shows, regardless of what they do, they don't care about you. They care about your money, they care about the Apple Pay, they care about their credit card, but they don't care about you.
Right. And you know what? Just to kind of show a different insight and a different take on dealing with situations like this, you got to understand that there's people who are out there right now protesting and doing what they're doing because there might have been certain ways that they've tried to take advantage of these situations and kind of spread the light on stuff like this and try to find ways to handle it. And they might have tried other ways and it may not have worked. So when people's backs are up against the wall and they're desperate for what they're fighting for now is change, and we don't mean temporary change, we mean actual complete change. This is why they're doing it. It's because, for example, just to add to those stories, even after we got pulled over maybe 4 times within 1 week by the same district of cops, who kept trying to just find just random things just to have an excuse of why we even had to have those conversations in the first place. Yes, we did take that. We actually recorded one incident when they actually pulled us over and said, forget it, I'll record it. We took it to the station through the district where they were located. And we had a conversation with the people there. Say, hey, this is what's been going on. We're getting tired of it. It's actually getting kind of annoying. I mean, it's one thing to pull somebody over, but 4 times in 1 week by the same district. And then they're not finding anything. They're just looking for something at that point. Everybody of color are not criminals. And I'm just going to say it because I really don't want to bite my tongue on this type of stuff, because these things need to be directly addressed. And we know what it's all about.
Right.
I mean, it's not to say that every person that's not black is a bad person necessarily, but at the same time, we do know what this is all about. We know that people that looks like me and him will face those type of problems because of that. It's a handicap put on us along with all the other societal things that goes on today. So not only do we have a society that doesn't treat everybody fair, but the color of your skin or your race will actually make it even more of a handicap for you, to make it 100 times worse than the next person. And that's why I'm going to just kind of keep bringing it up, because even when you record things, and recording is great for evidence for some situations, and we've seen that today with the incidents that's recently been going on, because it's 2020, we have technology, and we should use it to our best disposal. Of course we should. But even then, they'll try to still just come up with excuses for, well, we have to look into it, we have to do this, we have to do this. What are we waiting for? You see something that's wrong, you take care of it. And we give claps and praises for people who do right, and we keep moving forward and practice those right doings. That's what we're supposed to do as people, period. But that's not the case here. That's not what's going on. Even then, we go and you try to be that person that's trying to be the bigger person, and you have the people who make excuses, will take up, and they won't stand for the right thing. That's why, and I just want to say again, that's why we're in the position we're in today. Is because there is no right or wrong way of how to really do this anymore, to be honest with you. It just needs to get done, period, at this point.
And fire as always, man. But to sum it up, just like we said, man, keep fighting for change. Keep calling people out, because if you don't, it's going to keep happening. If someone's not going to treat you right, pull your resources, don't go there, because the honest to bold truth is, it's like he said, there's not necessarily a structured way to do anything anymore, because we've been doing this for probably over decades, and the same solutions haven't worked, so we need a new approach. But what y'all think? Comment down below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, stay strong, and don't take what we say out of context. Peace and love.